Okay, so here we are. I'm going to do a color test for this class. This is Lewis Wagner, and this online class piece is about color wheels, medicine cards, and doing a art project. So lots of colors happening. Let's see. So how is this working? Here we go. So color wheel. It's got a whole variety of colors, right? The colors are super complicated, and this is a pass at it. We're jumping in the middle of the semester here, so we've already passed some of the basics, particularly monochromatic stuff, which is one color, and primary colors. And now we're moving into, so primaries are, a blue, yellow, and a red. And then secondaries that we're going to pop into are a green and an orange and a purple. So color wheels, color projects. I don't do a normal color wheel. That's not interesting to me. It wasn't interesting in college, and so I don't teach that way. What we're going to do is, this project is about this 6 set of colors, basically. And the idea of doing this project is at the very end of it, when someone would look at it from across the room, the first thing that they would say is, oh, that's a color wheel painting, or that's a color wheel project. These are basically the 6 colors we're working with, and you can go lighter or darker with each of them. Ideally, you do a light and a darker with each value, with each color. So the next thing to do is that this is a medicine card project. So I have a deck of cards, which you probably don't have. And these cards are kind of Native American Indian style, and they all have pieces of information to them. And so what I want you to do is, the next screen that I'm going to show you, I want you to look at it for a second and then close your eyes and then point, like move your finger around, not touching the screen because it always gets it greasy. Move your finger around and take a moment to drop in, and then touch, pick, like touch something, and it's going to come out to be one of these. Oops. So let's see. Okay, there you go. To change my screen on that. So right, you see it, close your eyes, move your fingers around, and then all of a sudden pick one. And what I'll do is I'll just, for the heck of it, pick one out of the deck of cards. So if you were in the class, you would, we'd shuffle up these cards, and you'd pick a card, and I just picked the swan. And number 39. And so then when I look up the book, I'm going to look up 39, and you're going to look this up online. You're just going to look up online number, what that is. 39. The first word for it, which I always like and interesting, is hello, come on. 39 is grace. So that's what I'm offering up for this class. And all these classes is grace. I love that word. A friend of mine says you can't make grace happen. You can only be an opening for it. So may we be all an opening for grace at this time. So what you're going to do after you pick that animal, the essence of it is that you pick that for a reason, and you're going to get online and look up that card. I would look up swan, I'd type in medicine cards, and I'm going to look for a page that then explains that. And then what I want you to do is I want you to read it, and I want you to read it in a way where you imagine that there's something there that you need to know right now. There's some type of something, like you picked that card for a reason. So then after you do that, then supplies that are needed are, you need paints and pencils, not pencils, pencils to draw. I always do stuff where I do a sketch first. I do a whole bunch of sketches or thumbnails. And then you're going to turn this into a color piece. So let's a color wheel piece. So this person's picked a spider, and here's their pieces. So the essence of it is over here, there's 3 greens. There's a lighter green, a medium green, a darker green. There's 3 blues. There's 3 purples. There's 3 yellows. Yellows are tricky. You have to be super careful with yellow. They're so transparent. So it's almost like whatever yellow you have, if you're painting on white paper, that's going to be your brightest yellow. You might be able to get it lighter by adding a little bit of white. And then when you take it down in value, you're going to add, we're just going to use blacks. You're going to use the teeniest amount of black, teeniest amount, and see if you can drop it down in steps. And in some of my other videos, I'll talk about values. We're jumping right ahead in on this project so I can catch my college kids. This is a great example of this. There you can see the 3 greens, the 3 yellows, the 3 blue purples, that went a little dark there. But this is great. It also looks like it's embossed because it's got a lighter light. All of these are lighter, medium, and a slightly darker. So that's a great example. And then there's an outline, and then they've created some kind of texture. So they must have picked up leopard. They could have used a paintbrush or a broken marker or eraser or something. Also you've got the purple. So here's, you have a light blue, a medium blue, dark blue. So all of these have that quality to them. This is a piece that a student just did last week for my painting class. So this is great. So there's yellows and greens and purples and blues. The turkey lends itself perfectly to the color wheel. So she put that color wheel there, and then she put all her pastels or lighter values of the colors of this color wheel there. She's got more colors than 6, right? She's got a bunch. She just did them all. And then the background has a lot of different colors. So that's a great example of a color wheel. So it actually is a color wheel, and then they had picked the raven or the crow. And it looks like they're doing a piece about time because it's got like the clock things on it. Great piece. So they're all these different kind of color projects. Someone's got a badger happening. There's the 3 blues, there's the 3 purples, there's the 3 oranges and reds, and all of that in there. The spiders make perfect thing because of all their webs are already set up as a structure of some of that. So you can see that students have done a whole variety of different work with blendings and gradings. The rabbit is a one of fear, and there's the 3 reds, there's the 3 greens. So this is kind of what you're going to be thinking about. You're going to see if you can get all of those in there some way, somehow, for this project. So what I'll do is I'll post all these online so you can see them later. But an autistic kid of mine paints in very distinct values and separations of space. It's a way that they can see it better. So this is a great example actually of that. So there's your 3 blues, there's your 3 greens, and so then they're going to paint the rest of it in the warm colors. So you then you have a whole nother project of warm and cool colors. So these are all the cool colors that are in the background. So these are ideas of other people's projects and work. There you go.